At CrossFit Lincoln, our passion is positively impacting and changing lives by creating a strong, brave, healthy community through education. We talk about nutrition, fitness, mindset, and more. From the RoRoFlix studio, I'm Aaron Perkypile with Phil Kniep, Paul Konarski, and Emily Breedy. Well, welcome to CrossFit Lincoln Connections. It's been a few months since you've heard from us, but I'm excited because I'm sitting here with Michael Hayes, who is our September 2020 Athlete of the Month. Welcome, Michael.
Howdy.
I'm ready to jump right into this. I saw your Athlete of the Month video, so I want to start with what kind of pushed you over the edge to start off as a member at CrossFit Lincoln. Give it a shot.
Pushed me over the edge. Well, basically, it was my wife was like, you've been paying money for this thing that you're not using, and so let's get you to a real gym as opposed to wasting my money. I was like, yes, ma'am.
Awesome. What kind of stuff were you doing before you started at CrossFit Lincoln?
It depends. Like I picked up an elliptical a while ago, right? So I'll run the elliptical once in a while, and then like I had an online thing where they give you like a different workout every day. You go and you're supposed to do the workout, and I do like maybe 5-10 minutes of it and be like, yeah, you know what? No. So
now, in your Athlete of the Month video, you said that you were sitting in your office chair.
Yeah.
What happened with your office chair?
Well, I got to show you, right? Because I'm sitting there, and I'm pushing up just like this to try to get my legs cross-legged, and then all of a sudden, like the arm snaps off because it's a plastic chair. I was like, ah. So then I fall this way. And then when I get back up, I'm like, dude, that hurt, and it was hurt for a couple days. So I went to the doctor, say, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, yeah, you got a hernia. I'm like, seriously? It's like, how do you get a hernia sitting in a chair? So, yeah. And so I had to go get an operation to get that fixed. I'm like, dude. And actually, the only person I've ever known to have a hernia before, was my grandma. Okay. So I'm like, I got this grandma thing.
You got the grandma injury, and you knew that you couldn't just walk around for the rest of your life with that or like that. Pretty
much, yeah.
So tell me, do you remember your first day at CrossFit Lincoln?
My wife said, let's go on a Saturday, so we went to one of the team workouts, and that wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it.
And then did you come back in that next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's pretty much decided at that point we're going to go CrossFit. I was like, all right, I'll go this week, and we'll set it up. And oh man,
do you remember what was in your first workout?
No.
How about the first week of CrossFit?
First week was torture. Actually, the first 3 months are torture. But
in what way? How were they torture?
How is it not torture? That's my question. Because, trying to move, right? Like, prior to going to CrossFit, like I'd sit there and I'd work on my computer, and do computer stuff for work. And then when I was done, I'd sit there and do computer games for fun, maybe watch TV. And so and I also work from home. Yeah. So the extent of the exercise I get is walking from my bedroom to the office, which is 10 steps. And then from the office to the kitchen, which is, 25 steps,
right.
And so I get, my little step meter, if I got 500 a day, that was an awesome day.
So you were pretty sedentary before you started.
Oh yeah.
Were you nervous when you walked in the gym?
No.
No?
No. I mean, it was interesting. We actually had a gym membership back when we lived in Addison, Texas.
Okay.
And it was it was a classic gym, right? All the different pieces of equipment.
Sure.
You sit there and you hired the trainer to show you how to use the equipment because those objects are so weirdly, oddly shaped. You look at it, you're like, what? So you got to have somebody show you how to use the thing.
Right.
And so, we did that, gosh, that would have been 25 years ago.
Wow.
So I'd been in a gym before.
Right.
But
it'd been a while.
It'd been a while. And then walking into this gym and there's no equipment, you just got those little peg stand things, and it's like, okay. This will be interesting.
Yeah. How has it changed your life? How has CrossFit affected your life and your family life? Because your wife works out at the gym now too.
Oh yeah. She's still there.
Yeah. So how has that kind of changed your perspective on life?
I can't say I hadn't changed my perspective. Part of the reason why I go is that I've always had a belief that fitness and health are tied to each other.
Sure.
And having been sedentary for 5-10 years, and then going to the gym. When I first went, I was like, you know what, I could probably bench press 150 pounds. Like, I'm a man, I can do this, and and maybe on that first day I could have, but after going and for a couple weeks, and using the stuff and wearing it, it's like, barely 25-pound press, it's like, no. And so part of the reason why I go now is, I am finally to the point, it's been a year now, right? A little over a year. And I'm finally at the point now where like I can now do the things that I thought that I possibly could have done a year ago. And it's taken me a year to get to this point, and this is accounting for the fact, like, I knew that I was, didn't actually exercise a lot, but still I was like, what, I can do this. And having learned the hard way that
maybe you weren't quite ready for all those things you thought you could.
Yeah.
But now you've reached a place where you can do those things.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
That you thought you could.
That I thought I could. Yeah.
How have your goals changed?
Oh, they haven't.
No?
My goal is still not injure myself when sitting in a chair. That is my ultimate goal.
Have you added any other additional goals as secondary or secondary goals?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that, like, I can say that when I started, I was going at 6 o'clock in the morning, and doing the foundations practice stuff, and then I switched to noon. And there was this one person who was like there at 6 o'clock in the morning and then there at the noon class with me. And I'm like, who in the world goes to the gym for 6 hours a day? That's crazy. And so, and so I kind of watched them a little bit. And they're like half my size, and they can do like 3 times the amount of weight that I can do. Yeah. And again, the stamina, because my first 3 months, I couldn't work out for more than 15. I couldn't make it past like the warm up before I was dead. And then like at 6 months, I could make it 30 minutes, which was the warm up, and the weight training. And then I was dead. Yeah. Now it's been a year, and like I said, I can do all 3 pieces, and I'm like, you know what, this isn't bad anymore. Yeah. And so I've been getting better. But to have the stamina to like conceptually be at the gym for 6 hours, I'm like, dude, that's crazy. Yeah. So you're going to be a gym rat? You're going to be at the gym 6 hours a day? No, I just want to have the strength that person does. So. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your family. Married, 2 kids. Okay. Both in college. Yeah. So what are their names? If you don't mind sharing. Audrey and Moira, both girls. All right. And what are they taking in school? It's a mix. One of them is pre-med. Okay. So going for all the biochem stuff. Sure. And then the other one is thinking about drama. So taking a couple arts classes. So kind of a different spectrum there. And so the one taking pre-med, where'd they come at that from? Is that from you or from your wife? Probably my wife. Yeah. Yeah, because she is a doctor, PhD. Okay. So and are awesome. You more into drama then? Not as much as my daughters. I'll say that. So when you're not at the gym, what kind of stuff do you like to do? I still sit on the computer and play games, but now I'm healthier when I do it. If you look back, because you've been in the gym for about a year, mm-hmm. If you were going to give yourself some advice right before you started a year ago, what would you tell yourself? Probably just keep going. Yeah. Yeah. And that, like, one of the concerns my wife had when she started, because she was just getting off of a surgery, and then she told the doctor, I'm thinking about going to CrossFit. And the doctor's like, those CrossFit people, they're kind of out there, and you don't want to injure yourself. Like, and so one of the things, take it easy, take it slow, and then slowly build. And having had that mindset going in was a lot easier. It was still confusing because like you're at the workout and you got all these different people at different levels, and and coach is like, so pick up a heavy weight. I'm like, I don't know what's heavy, 150, 250 pounds? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So trying to gauge what the weight I should use would be just based off of like where I was yesterday. It was kind of, was more difficult before COVID, but I gotta say. Yeah. Have you changed any other habits in your lifestyle since starting? No. Has your sleep changed? Or your eating or anything like that? Well, no. Do you sleep better at night? No. No? Wow, man. Well, because like part of it is I had a brainy type job, right?
Oh,
and then
okay.
so I go and I do the physical stuff at the workout, which was very helpful. But then I got laid off when COVID hit.
Okay.
And so now don't have the brainy work anymore, so I'm not tired because I've got the physical piece, which is great. But then like nothing to actually chew my brain
stuff.
cells on.
Yeah,
So
sure. Where do you go from here? So you're a year in. A year from now, where would you like to be?
a year from now, I want to be where I thought I would have been. Because what was it? When I did have like a wonderful, what is it? Dad bod, right?
Yeah.
Walking into the gym, and I still kind of have that dad bod because like my eating habits haven't changed, and
Sure.
so I still have the seafood diet, right? And 2-3 plates, it's all good.
Yeah.
And especially now that I'm using the calories, it's so much more better to eat that third plate. But I always had the concept that like, oh yeah, you can just work this off after a couple months, you know. And no, it's been a year and a half, and I'm still not there. So maybe in another year, I'll actually
It'll catch up.
Yeah, it'll be at that point 2 or 3 months. No, that's kind of where I thought it was. Yeah.
What's your favorite movements that we do in class?
That we do in class.
Yeah, when you
intentionally. Because I think it's well known that I have one of the best gym angels in class. So, that's one of my favorite movements.
The post-workout gym angel?
Gym angel, yeah.
So the intentional ones in class, not the post-class movements. When you see it in class, you're like, oh, yeah, I can't wait to go in and do that.
None of them yet.
None of them yet? You don't have a favorite? Not yet. Do you have a least favorite? Usually everyone seems to have a least favorite.
Actually, you know what? I take it back. My favorite one for CrossFit is the Turkish get up.
Okay.
Because especially when I was starting, right? Because you got 1,500 words to describe like getting the bar from the ground overhead or ground to shoulder. And I always thought the Turkish get up described CrossFit very well.
Really?
Because it takes 15 minutes to describe the movement. and like I'm still, when I'm sitting there trying to figure out, okay, when they get to what's this called again? This one, and then like this one, or like, it's like I always found the get up comparable to CrossFit just for the complexity of it.
Yeah.
But
so in CrossFit we have a lot of different types of workouts. We have those short, really fast workouts. Yeah. We have the medium range, and then we have kind of that longer 30 to 45 minutes sometimes. What's your favorite length?
Short. 10 or less.
10 minutes or less?
That's it.
That's your jam?
Yeah. Like what was it? Last week we had the with a workout where it was like 10 minutes for the 10-minute break, and then I was like, "That's 2 workouts. What are you talking about? No, you're cheating."
I came in to get 1 workout in, and you
gave me 2.
Phil snuck 2 of them in there.
That's all right.
You don't like that 10-minute break in between?
No, the 10-minute break was great. It was perfect for that workout.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you had one 10-minute workout, which is perfect, and then another 20-minute workout. Like no.
So if there's somebody that's going to listen to this and they're thinking about their fitness and they're thinking about, maybe I'm pretty sedentary, I don't do a whole lot, maybe they have a hernia from sitting in a chair. Who knows? There could be somebody out there. What would your advice be to them?
There is really only one advice, and that, like, especially right, because I'm 45. I mentioned I got 2 kids in college, right? It's all downhill from here. So it's you're pushing up against the boulder at this point.
Okay.
So get to work.
Push. You got to at least keep pushing.
Yeah.
Push harder.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Let's see. No, I think I've shouted at everybody.
You gave a shout out to everybody. You're normally at the noon class.
Yeah.
In the summertime, does that get pretty hot though? Trying to run out in the.
It hasn't been too bad.
Hasn't been too bad.
Yeah, mainly because especially for the running ones. When I was going to when COVID hit, right? That's what I'm thinking about. It was April, May, June-ish. It was kind of warmish then, and I would stay in my garage and work out there, so it wasn't too bad. And then since we've been here, we've had the fires and whatnot,
Yep.
so it's been nice and cloudy and overcast.
Yep.
So temperature's been cooler this month, so that's been nice.
Yeah.
So
How did working out at home go for you? Was that hard?
I found it easier.
Really?
Yeah, because at the gym you have this wide plethora of options to choose from. So
Right.
It's like, go choose a weight. I'm like, which one is that? And and at home it was like, you have this weight, this weight, this weight.
Yeah.
And so it's like, choose the heavy one. Okay, the heavy one was for me was I borrowed a 50-pound sandbag from the gym.
Yeah.
And so we're doing our snatches today. It's like, all right, well, let's do my sandbag snatches, and
Yeah.
it was easy.
Yeah. Easier.
Easier.
You meant you could go faster.
Well, yeah. But it's easier that I knew which weight to choose.
Sure.
Which was nice when I came back, because then I was like, okay, I was doing 51 there, and that was my heavy weight,
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. So maybe 55 this week,
Yeah.
And from there, I've been able to grow, and I'm like doing 100-pound snatches now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Those are fun little goals to see, or little kind of milestones to hit to see as you're progressing.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I didn't hear what your least favorite movement was. We'll have Phil. We'll bleep this part out so Phil doesn't know to program it for you.
Well, I did hear once that somebody said that one of Phil's favorite movements was the wall ball shot.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that like one of his top 100 favorite movements? Because I'm sure all of his movements are favorite. But
A lot of wall ball shots today in the workout.
there were.
Yeah.
At least it was like, I don't know, for me, like the hardest part in general going to CrossFit, right? Was it for like the first 6 months? I always felt the best way to describe what I felt like was like if you take an ace bandage and wrapped it around yourself,
Yeah.
like a mummy, and then tried to work out. That's kind of what working out was like.
Yeah.
And like at the 6 month mark, I was like, you know what? I think I'm in the wrong class. This Legends class sounds like the perfect fit for me. And you're talking about advice to give people. Like I said, the advice I would give anybody is just stick with it. You know?
You got to shake off the ace wraps, the mummy bandages, so you can.
And I think I have finally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was one time I asked my wife if, do you want to go to the gym with me? And she's like, no, you're boring. I'm like, what do you mean I'm boring? And she's like, you don't talk when you go. And I'm like, I was thinking about it. And one of the things, for me, like I only have a vocabulary of 3 words when I'm at the gym, which is basically ow and maybe ow Crayola and ow shyster, right?
Yeah.
These are 3 words that I have at the gym. And I'm like, well, if I say those out loud all the time, then, but.
In class, that's your vocabulary.
That's it.
Hopefully you're only using ow, and it's not real hurting. It's just.
Oh yeah, no, I've never actually heard
Is that
myself.
is that the level of difficulty? There's the ow Crayola, ow shyster. Those are the levels. Ow shyster's the top in there.
Well, basically, yeah. Because I was like this, ow, yeah, that's basically. And so, and I've worked through most of that, which is nice.
Good.
But, yeah, one thing I did have was like when I first started, the first 3 months, at the beginning of class, you guys always ask, do you have any questions? You talk about, this is what we're doing for the stretches and the warm up.
Sure.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions about, what we're doing for strength? Do you have any questions about the rest of it? And like, I've told Heather this, right? It's like, I only have one question ever, and that is, why do you hate me? So I'm looking at the board, looking at the workout, and I'm always trying to gauge like how painful this workout's going to be, just ow, and then like and then you have to like count to like 35, and I always lose count after an ow. So I'll get 1, 2, 3, ow. And then it's 1, 2, ow. I'm like, that was 30, right? We're done.
So you just need 10 ow. You got to count your ows. Every 3, you get an ow.
Well, I'm up to 20 now. I can go to 20 before I get an ow, so we're doing good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Is your mobility and flexibility increased?
Tons.
Yeah.
It has. So that's been awesome.
Fantastic. Have you noticed that any other movements that you do on a regular basis are easier just outside of the gym?
I'll say, I would say you had to throw that in there because when I actually started seeing Stephanie for a while, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I need help.
Yeah.
So
Stephanie's a massage therapist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like I need help with this, and so and when I first walked in, this was about 6 months in, and I said time to switch to Legends, and like I was having trouble getting my jacket on.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, trying to get my shoulder in position to get the sleeve on, and between like, now I can put my jacket on.
That's great.
Yeah.
So your shoulder mobility increased significantly. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Between the CrossFit and seeing massage therapy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't hate you. We obviously.
Well, and that's what Austin tried to tell me, and that's what Emily tries to tell me. But then I look at that board and I'm like, no, I disagree.
Well, Michael, we're really excited about the progress that you've made. We're really proud of the consistency that you show up in the gym, and every day you're there working hard at that noon class. And I see you on Saturday mornings coming in
I've
too.
tried to skip days, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't help.
Yeah, it makes it worse almost.
It does. So.
You got to get in and move. So that do you do anything on the weekends?
Well, like I said,
Saturdays you're there.
Yeah, and Saturdays is basically like I spend 20 minutes doing stretches and stuff, and then
Yeah.
I have like this little light workout that I do to try to just get some
Loosen up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like an active recovery almost.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
How about Sunday? You take
Sunday's off.
You can take that day off and rest it up.
Yeah.
Are you a 5-day-a-week guy or 4-day a week? In classes?
5.
5?
Yeah. Monday
all
through
day,
Friday,
every day.
Yeah. Like I said, I tried a couple, and no, it's just easier to go every day.
That's great.
And then Saturday on top. So.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to share before we leave? Before we sign off today?
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're really impressed with your consistency. We're excited about the progress that you've made over the last year. I'm excited to see a year from now that you get to those spots that you thought maybe you'd already be at. But it's the nice thing about CrossFit is there's always that target that keeps moving, that you can kind of chase down. So great work. Congratulations again on being named September 2020 Athlete of the Month.
Yeah, I'm still wondering how that happened, but thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for joining us on CrossFit Lincoln Connections. See you next time.